Okay, I'm ready to cut the dados now. I took a little time setting this up. First one I had shim in there, it was too loose, and now I got it. It fits nicely. It's tight, but it's not overly tight. And then I've got about 3/8, maybe a little bit strong. So that's the dado, and the saw is cutting got it pretty much dialed in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all these 4 sides, all the dados, and I've got these. I've got it raised up on blocks, and I'm going to try to keep one block under here so I can keep firm pressure, because sometimes these have cups. I cut these down so that it would sit flat, so I just cut and move on. So I'm going to cut all these, and then all I got to do after that is put the rabbit in the back, and then should be pretty much ready to glue up. So bit of a situation there. I cut all the dados, right? And a couple of these boards have cups to them, which I probably should have got to them a little sooner. But anyway, they have cups, which basically affects the depth of the dado. And I don't know, I just thought I didn't want to leave it like that. So, you know, these ones were cutting good. These ones were pretty consistent. You know, I was going for like a 3/8 or maybe a little stronger on the side walls. And these ones were cutting good, but then like there might be some slight variation in those, but then on this one, because there was cups in the board, one side cuts thinner. And this is why I adjusted that saw, trying to get this right. But some of them cut good, and then so it's just kind of depending on you. It's real hard to press that cup out when you're cutting. And then also I checked it out, and it kind of rocks. So this one's not even that bad, but the other one, this one was down to almost like a 1/4 inch on the lowest point. So, and this one has a big cup. So anyway, my fix, I didn't want to leave it like that, because when I glue it up, I want it to be nice and square and, you know, tight. So that variation would have thrown everything off. So I made a little jig. It's exactly 1 5/8, which is the offset here. So it's cutting exactly. So I set this in the groove, and then just put a board right next to it and clamp it down, and then that router rides exactly. It's like exactly on that edge, which is cool. So I already did this board, and that's thinner. I didn't want to go that thin, but it's still plenty strong. Plus, once it's all glued, and it's going to have skirt boards and everything. So that was my fix. Now this is nice, and I did that on that last shelf too, just because these wider boards just start cupping, and then so that one's done, and I'll just show you how I'm doing this one. Kind of a setback, but I'd rather have it right and not different, because then you kind of have like curves in the sides when you glue it up. So I can almost get away with just leaving that one too, and because this one actually did cut fairly consistent, so one shelf would be like a little bit wider, but I might just go ahead and do this to all of them. It's just just bugging me. I'll just show you how I'm cutting these real quick. So I take my jig, which was exactly the offset of the router, and set it right in here. So it's like the dados are just my guides for now. And this actually goes fairly quickly. So I'll put that right in there. Put that there, and then try to clamp it up nice and straight with it pressed together. And it's been working really. It's been working really well. It cuts basically exactly on the line. This router does. Okay, it's the next day. I went ahead and cut all those sideboards the same. It's thinner than I wanted to go. I didn't originally want it to be that thin. It's about 5/16, little thicker than a quarter. Not ideal, but still it'll be fine. Plenty strong once it's all glued together. It's also going to have skirt boards. It's gonna be real strong. So I cut all those, and I just spent a little time making a little fence, setting up a router bit. So I'm getting ready to cut the sides. I'm just cutting this right here, this is for the backboard. So that's gonna sit flush, and it goes all the way. Here's the original, what I had originally for a depth on the dados, and this is what I got changed to. So still okay, but I usually like to leave like at least 3/8 right here. So I just double check, and then I got this orientation right, because this, like say this is the right side, this is the back. And make sure I don't make a mistake here, because you have to have major setback. But anyway, that's just what I'm cutting now. This is like Luan or underlayment. It's 1/4 inch. Actually, it's only 3/16, but once that's all glued and nailed, so that's the backboard. So I got this all set up. I'm ready to cut this, and then after that, I'm ready to glue up. So just run that right now. Sorry, that last shot was out of the picture, but I just want, this is what I had. This is the new depth, and it was just varying all over. I think the saw is set up, the dado was cutting good, but the boards, if they have curves to them, then it was changing the depth of the dado kind of all over the place. This way, when they're all the same, when it's glued, everything will come together tight, and it'll pull together square, and just be much better. I could have got away with just gluing it up as is, but this is just kind of practice and doing it better, making sure it's all square and straight. So go ahead and cut these now. Okay, I added a board to hold that straight, because it's kind of hard to hold that. And I got it moved around and took a little chunk out of the back.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight. the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots.
Okay, here comes glue up number 1 on this build. I spent some time crowning. I was gonna put the nicest face up, but then some of them have a curve, so I put the kind of the crown up. And anyway, I organized these shelves, so some of them need a little bit of putty, but that's okay. I'll have to go over everything anyway. So I've kind of roughly fit these. You know, some of them are a hair thicker or a hair thinner. So anyway, this is what I got. I'm gonna pull one out, glue it real good, shove it back in there. Try to keep these flush as best as I can. I think this is gonna get trim anyways here, so I was gonna flush out the back for the backboard. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing this. So I'm gonna get these ones set, and then I might set it on the ground, or else you know, put one side in, and then the other ones usually you can fit them in and just start hammering them in, hopefully. So it'd be better than last time when I tried to do it sideways. It really didn't work very well. So it's gonna could get crazy, but try to make it so you can see it. But
the face, and I wanna get lost. I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy. Don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots. Are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy. Don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy. Don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
well, just barely got that, and these still almost look like I pounded the heck out of the middle. It almost looks like it still has a curve, but that just might be the board. I don't know. I think it was all that stuff put on the edges. I think started drying. Even if it's tight on 3, it still starts flashing. So, but it's together. I got a square. That was just really difficult, especially just for one person. But it's gonna have to do. I beat the heck out of it. It's gonna be good enough. So it's square, it's glued. I should not put it on the sides because once that starts drying, I put a lot of glue in there though, so that it kind of, at least there's still some wet glue inside there. But that was royal. That was probably one of the toughest screw ups yet because it was just all over the place. So. But anyway, I'll let that one dry and then do the other one. Hopefully it'll go better.